Today I'm going to show you how to make crosses like these ones. They're very easy to make and they are some of my best sellers into my shops. Hey guys, I'm so excited. Today I'm going to show you how to make these crosses. These ones I made from rosewood, but you can make them from any wood you please. There's a smaller one. This is a 6 by 12, and then this one it's a 13.5 by 8, I believe, or by 7.5. I'm not sure. I'll put, or I have a tape measure. Let's see. All right, so the final size of this one is 13 by 7.5. So we have a 6 by 12 and a 13 by 7.5. Very beautiful crosses. I am going to show you step by step how I made them. We'll start this project with a scrap piece of wood. This is my rosewood scrap, and I make it out of rosewood because the person that bought this cross, he bought a rosewood cross. So that's what I need to use. You can use whatever wood you want. And for the template, I'll be using an acrylic template. I design and cut these templates myself. I have them in 2 different sizes and they are now available on my website and the Etsy store. You can purchase an acrylic template like this, a physical template that I will be cutting and shipping to you. This is just the paper that is covering the clear acrylic. When you peel out the paper, it just looks like this. And also I will have digital files if you want to cut your own if you have a laser, or if you want a JPEG so you can cut it on a bandsaw and send to the line and make your own template. You can do that as well. I'll put all of those in the description below. But so just so you know, if you do not know how to make your own template, you could purchase these guys. Now let's look at our piece of wood, and every time I cut a cross, I always look at the grain, and that's the beauty of working with acrylic templates versus a wooden template. If you have a wooden template, you do not see the grain underneath. This acrylic template would let you pre-visualize exactly what the grain would look like on your cross. So I can move it around, see what looks great, and I don't like to go up and down the grain. I just feel like that makes it a little bit boring. I always try to put it as much of an angle as I can. I can even turn the piece of wood the other side, see what the grain looks there. Maybe I want something like this, maybe something like this. Just move it around, see what looks pleasing to the eye for you. And you can, like I said, visualize it really, really well with this acrylic template. For me, for this cross, I think maybe I'll go with something like that. That looks pretty nice to me. If I go the other way, that is also pretty nice. All right. Going with my first instinct, going this way, and I'll try to go as much of an angle as I can, which is about right there. Now I'll take a Sharpie and trace it. I like to use a Sharpie because I don't have the best eyeballs, so I need to really be able to see it. And also because the Sharpie is so thick, I know I can cut pretty much almost on the line of the Sharpie on the outer line, and I still have enough material to take this to the router table with a flush trim bit. There you go. This is what our cross, the way it would look. Now I am going to go to the bandsaw and I am going to cut around it, just almost touching my outer line of the Sharpie. And let me point you up a little bit here. I do have a really nice bandsaw. I have this Harvey C14. I've never reviewed it, I never talked about it, but it's top of the line bandsaw. I really love it. If you do not have a bandsaw, you can use a jigsaw to cut this. You can use whatever you have, a scroll saw. If you're on the lookout for a bandsaw, but you don't want to spend too much money on a top of the line bandsaw, well, I have this Raycon bandsaw that I just recently purchased in the last 2 months, and I absolutely love it. It's a tiny one. I bought it on Amazon. I think it was $600, but it works really, really great. And I love having this with a thinner blade on it. So that way I don't have to keep swapping blades. I'll keep that big one for resawing, and I'll keep the little one for when I have to cut curves. Enough chit-chatting. Let's go to the bandsaw and cut that cross. So here is our cross. As you can see, pretty decent cut. I cut pretty much almost on the line. And I could just sand it right now and be just fine, but I want to save myself some work. So I'm going to take this to the router table. I'm going to attach the template back on. So I'm going to use some double sticky tape. That is looking pretty good. As you can see, I only have a tiny little bit of hanging out. So I don't have much to take to the router table, but I have enough to just give me a really clean cut and makes it easier for sanding. All right, you guys, we are at the router table, and I put in a flush trim bit. I use this bit. I'll put a link in the description below. This is a compression flush trim bit, and these are really the best bits when it comes to doing flush trim. It will give you the least tear out. It will give you a really, really nice finish. All right, you guys, well, here is our crosses. I already took the template out of this one, and I did cut another one. Every time you do work, you know, that you're selling, try to make more than one of a kind. It will be a lot more time saving. So I also made one of this other size just so you guys can see what they look like. So I'm going to take the template off. And what I will do now, I will just go with the orbital sander and just sand the edges a little bit before I go back to the router table and put a chamfer onto these crosses. I like to sand it first, most of the sanding, and then do the chamfer, because that way I don't have to worry about sanding that chamfer too much and rounding it over. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll see you right back. Thank you guys, here are my crosses. I did give it a quick sand with 120 grit. And now it's time to decide which side do we want it to be the front. So we look at the grain, and let's see. I kind of like, I don't know. I think I like this one to be the front, and I think I like this one to be the front. So then I'll put the front side down and put a chamfer all around on that side. Here is our chamfer. It's looking very nice. Gives a little bit to the dimension to the cross. So that's the larger cross. This one, it's the smallest one. So next step is to sand it. I'm gonna go 150, 180, 220. So I will see you after I'm finished with the sanding. All right, you guys, I'm done sanding them to 220. Now I'll take also a 220 sandpaper, put it on the sponge, and make sure I go into the corners, and also break all the sharp edges on the back and the corners. No sharp edges. We want it to feel nice to the touch. So I'm gonna do that now. Now it's time to mark for the hardware. This is what I'm using for the hardware. I'll put link at this in the description below as well. So I want to place it right there. So I'm going to mark it. And then this, I'm going to place it right here. And now I'm gonna go to the drill press and pre-drill this, and then we'll put a finish on. I have pre-drilled for the hardware, and now before I put a finish on it, I wanna make sure I wipe off all the dust, and I'll be doing that using some mineral spirits. So I'm just gonna put some on a paper towel, and then just wipe off my crosses, and this will also kind of let me see if I have any kind of imperfections in the sanding, you know, what the finish is gonna look like. Now, usually when I finish these crosses, I would use a two-step finish where I use an abrasive paste to really make these crosses super, super smooth, and then I will use my carnauba wax finish. But today I'm a little bit in a rush. I have to go pick up my kid from school, and I want to be done with this video, and also I have to ship this cross. So I'll just use something really simple and fast. I use this board butter, and this should work really, really nicely. So first I'll shake the bottle. I'm almost out of it. I've been using it all kinds of projects. All right, and then rub it in. Look at that beautiful rosewood. Such a pretty wood. All right, you guys, it's been about 15 minutes. I had to put another layer of finish because this wood was soaking it right in. And now I'll just take some paper towels and wipe off all the excess. Now I will come back tomorrow when this is completely dried, and I will add some carnauba wax and buff it in just to give it some sheen. But it looks great just like this. I mean, look at that. All right, we can attach the hardware now, and then I'll give it a final wipe. Well, something crazy happened here. I've never had this happen, and I made many rosewood crosses. This one, when I tried to put the hardware, the screw actually broke, the screw head. I put two of them, and both of them broke, so I'm not sure what happened on that side. This one, I had no problems. And like I said, I have made many rosewood crosses, never had a problem, so I'm not sure what's going on in there. I'm not sure how I'm going to fix it. I might just send it down tomorrow, fill in the holes, and then maybe just epoxy the hardware on. I'm not sure. I'll sleep on it, and I'll come with a solution tomorrow. But the cross looks really nice otherwise. So in the end, this is what we have. This is the smaller rosewood cross, and I'm very happy that this one didn't get screwed up because this is the one that I actually have to ship tomorrow. And then we have the larger one. This is what it's looking like. I hope this was helpful to you and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skylar Ewing, and I'll see you in my next video.